The biggest thing that we can do is provide a good understanding of exactly what it takes to make it in a competitive world of trading. How to build an edge, how to find a platform that's supportive and that goes along with philosophically what you want to do with your career. If you're not supported, you don't feel comfortable in that environment, it's tough enough as it is. So we get a really good understanding of you, what makes you tick, how things go together, the right environment that's going to help you thrive. And we understand both sides. And we've got a track record going back 19 years of being able to find out the fit, the right fit, seeing how prosperous and happy people can be in the right environment. It's, really good for everybody. We basically look at ourselves as a business partner. We're not so much a placement firm or staffing. We don't look at ourselves like that. We look at ourselves as how we can add value. Because the bottom line is that most of the people we place are revenue generators. And in order to be effective in generating revenue for a client, we typically have to find people that are very passionate, have an edge, have a track record of success. We don't treat that lightly. Like, we're looking really for the top 1%, but really 5% of the population are able to function in that world effectively. We look at it from the standpoint of how do we find that needle in the haystack and find those people, build the relationship with those people, and build their confidence that they would trust us to be able to connect them with companies, because we're talking the best of the best. So it's not somebody that's looking for a job, it's somebody that potentially can enhance their career and build that relationship with us, and we can provide quality candidates to a company. Relationships are really just good questions, get a good understanding, and just staying in touch with people. It's layers. Relationships are layers. It's built on trust. And you can't earn somebody's trust in one conversation. So we take the approach that we're going to build a relationship with somebody and it's going to happen over time. It's the way we've been successful in our business is those relationships. But again, it's mainly good quality questions and then trying to really peel it back to what's most important to the candidate or to the company. There's a number of things. Trading is the secret sauce. Everybody thinks that they can find it, and hey, if we knew for sure how to find it, we would start our own hedge funds. But we have a really high success ratio, and probably 85% of the people we place are successful and profitable for firms. Probably 10% of the candidates that we place are break even. And then we have 5% of them that don't make money. So what is that we look for? It goes back to passion. You have to really like what you do, you have to be exceptional. We look for track records of success. It doesn't mean that the person has to be the biggest trader, but if they have an edge, a passion, and a track record of success, this is sort of the fundamental cornerstones that we look for. And of course, there's many more variables that come into it, but we kind of start with those three. I'm an ex-bond trader, so I'm a macro player. I like to look at what's going on in the world. I grew up with Paul Volcker. That's when I traded bonds. So this new regime of central banks and quantitative easing is sort of beyond my comprehension. If somebody would have said to me that we would be 60% of the debt in the world would have negative interest rates, I would have been bankrupt, because I would have taken the other side of that and said that will never happen. So can I predict the future? No. But it just seems to me that we're going to have an extremely volatile environment. There's a lot of money in the world. There's a lot of uncertainty. If I had to speak to the power markets, which we do a lot of work in, that market I think is It's got a host of different variables because of the new technology, the renewables, the volatility in commodities, the volatility in currencies, the volatility in interest rates. I would have to say that power is probably the most exciting area that we see right now. Returns have been exceptional. We see more of that going forward. Natural gas is starting to show signs of life. A lot of people count molecules around the world of, BTUs of like, where is the natural gas? Is it oversupplied, undersupplied? Are telling us that basically the market's getting tight. So that means some point in time probably gonna have volatility. And then, in the high frequency world, I mean, it's volatility. I mean, you're just having this conversation. Stock market had its biggest day ever, went to all-time highs. That's amazing. So, fortunes are being made and lost in this environment. So that's, again, core to us. What we do is try to find people who can manage risk in that environment, because you never know what's exactly going to happen. But pretty excited about gas, power, and the next 3 to 5 years there'll be some really good money made in those markets.